Hi and welcome along to AFTV. You would not believe this, but yeah, I'm at home. Just watched the Arsenal game. Arsenal winning the game by 3 goals to 0, and I've got to say, it was weird. It was weird. It's the first European game for Arsenal that I've missed in nearly six years. It just didn't seem right being at home watching it, but I'm sure you guys know by now I wasn't able to get out to the game. I had to do some filming for Channel 4. I actually moved all the dates of filming to enable me to be able to get out to every game, but didn't, consider that we could get a team like Qarabag where the flight is so far away, and I just couldn't. Last night I was trying to get on a flight, despite this flight being advertised as being able to get in there and everything, couldn't get on it because the flight was full. So I had to watch the game from home. All the guys have been over there. I actually saw Loomis on TV, I saw Troops on TV, I saw Tao on TV as well, and they would have had a good time. They've been calling me, they've been telling me that it's been a really good trip. And even better than that, a great result, 3-0. Remember, this is quite a tricky game. On paper, you look on it and you say to yourself, yeah, standard, easy win and stuff like that. But Qarabag last season, they got 2 draws against Atletico Madrid. It was a ram-packed stadium. I spoke to the guys over there and they said, listen, everybody over there is pumped for the game. It's like their biggest ever game, is what a lot of the fans over there were saying. And you could see that there was lots and lots of people over there at the game. And so it was a good result. Not the greatest defensive performance, again, I thought, by Arsenal. But going forward, we were clinical. And how good was it to see Emile Smith-Rowe and Guendouzi get their first goals? Young Arsenal players, especially the Smith-Rowe one. I was really, really happy for him. He had a chance just before then, which he didn't quite take. But to then see him score, I felt so good. And actually, that goal was, 2 players that have come through our academy. Alex Iwobi, I thought, was brilliant in the game, possibly the man of the match, and Smith-Rowe. So that was fantastic to see. Great to see Guendouzi get a goal. I kept saying throughout the game, Guendouzi, shoot. He got himself into positions, but he wasn't shooting. But he had that shot at the end and he scored. And also a first goal for Socrates as well. So all 3 players scoring their first ever Arsenal goal. And it was really, really good. I've also got to say, big shout out going out to Bernd Leno. I thought he was brilliant today. We've got ourselves a proper goalkeeper. We've got 2 proper goalkeepers at the moment because Petr Cech has been excellent. And now that he's been injured, Leno, who's going to be the guy, is going to, he will be the guy that will get that #1 shirt eventually. But Leno was brilliant tonight, made some very good saves. His positioning was good. He was brilliant at playing it out from the back. And I thought Leno today composed, really, really good performance by Bernd Leno. And yeah, I'm so happy. Even though I didn't get to go to the game, I'm so happy with the performance. What do you guys think? Let me see if I can get some comments up here live and find out what you guys have had to say about it. So I'm going to try and see if I can get some of these comments up. But as I said, a fantastic performance. Anes there saying, Leno, my man, he says, right? Simply there. Junior Nano Marfo says, Iwobi was the man of the match. And he's got a lot of fire emojis there. I thought Iwobi tonight was absolutely brilliant. There was one time when he picked the ball up and he drove from our box right to their box. Did a little feint right at the end. Just overrun it slightly, but his energy today, his ball carrying skills today was absolutely brilliant. This is a guy that last season was playing with 0 confidence. He didn't even want the ball. Let's have it right. Iwobi did not want the ball in a lot of games last season because he was getting so much stick off the fans. And under Unai Emery, he's a different player. He's playing with confidence. He's quick. He's strong. He's creating a lot of things. I thought he was really, really good today. Really, really good. Iwobi. Rooney Heitman says, Leno is very good. Czech got injured at the right time. Listen, it's a good problem to have that we've got now two goalkeepers that, definitely look like, they're going to both offer lots of competition for each other. And that is what we want. We want competition for places. A lot of people there telling me that Troops, which he did, he predicted 3-0. And so well done to Troops. He got that. He's getting all these predictions right. And you know what? He does my head in, because then, you never hear the end of it. But he seems to be getting all of them right at the moment. Super S Sports says, Iwobi was excellent today. He was. Neil Barras Pereira says, when will Ozil shoot? There was one time in the game when Ozil created himself, got himself into a great space. You're saying to yourself, just curl it in. He tries to pass it. What? Bang it. I think this sometimes Ozil, he trying too many assists. Score more goals, Mezet. Score more goals. And the other thing I'd like to comment on actually was, how good was it to see such a strong team playing that game today? I mean, I saw the pictures yesterday when the team was arriving off the plane, and I was like, wow, Ozil's there. Lacazette's there. He brought a lot of them. And I think the attitude at the moment of Unai Emery is, listen, forget all this rest business and stuff like that. You guys are playing. I'm taking you guys out there. We're going to play football. And I like this. I love this attitude at the moment from the manager, because he's taking every competition seriously. He's not getting it psychologically in their head that, oh, you need a rest, Ozil. I mean, how many of these, would you have seen Ozil go to Qarabag last season under Arsene Wenger? No, he would have had a day off. And this guy is saying, nope, you're playing. And I really like it. And that was a very strong team out. Even though he made loads of changes, it was a strong team. And what I liked is he left lots of players on the bench that if he needed to change it, he could do. He started off with 3 at the back, obviously trying to experiment with that. It didn't really work. Qarabag were getting a lot of joy out wide. Half time, takes action, changes it to a 4, and then we were a lot more solid after that. So well done to Unai Emery. Dean Carber's not too happy though. He says, please can we sell El Neni and Bambi on ice? I think he's talking about Danny Welbeck, who missed an easy chance towards the end of the game. But listen, let's not be negative tonight. I think, listen, to go away, 6-hour flight, unless you're my guys who took about 12 hours to get there because they had to take 2 flights. But the team, a 6-hour flight to Azerbaijan, to go out there, stadium packed, team really up for it, and to win 3-0, you cannot be negative today. Lawrence Bailey says, Socrates is a no-nonsense defender. He's physical. He clears out the ball if under pressure. Had a solid game. He did. I thought Socrates, as well as scoring, I'm not too sure how much he knew about that, but I thought he played really well. Rick Ace is saying, why isn't Mickey playing? Now, Mkhitaryan, of course, is from Armenia. And there's been this whole thing. We've been hearing a lot about Armenia and Azerbaijan, really 2 countries are almost at war, with each other. And Arsenal just took the decision that it wouldn't be great for Mkhitaryan to go over there, just because of the 2 problems that exist between the 2 countries. So, I think that was the thinking behind that. Mickey will be back, but I think that's sensible as well. Omar Dor says Lacazette is on form, even though I thought Lacazette should have really scored. We should actually, at the end of that game, we should have got a couple more goals. We should really have been walking away with like a 4 or 5, because at the end there was a couple of chances that he was almost trying to walk into the net. We've got here Smith. Shakaria Malik, I hope I pronounced your name right. He said, Smith Rowe is going to be an interesting player to watch. Always in the right places at the right time. Just needs a little bit more confidence and playing time. One to watch for sure. Most definitely. I watched him in pre-season, Smith Rowe, And he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And you saw again tonight, he's a confident kid. Very similar to Ramsey in a way, in that he arrives into the box late and can score goals. And I was really, really impressed with Smith Rowe. Excellent performance by him tonight. And Super Sports says Smith Rowe definitely one for the future. Josh Blade thinks, he says Guendouzi. He was very, very happy with Guendouzi. We're starting to get this one. Furman says Ozil is okay as a 10. He's not providing cover in the right wing, and other players are being pulled out of position to cover him. Fair enough. He can't play out on that right-hand side. He cannot play on that right-hand side. NASA says, Robbie, can you pay off my student loan? No. I've got my daughters to pay. Right? Somebody asking here, sugar, I just went past, he said, sugar. But somebody's asking there, will there be interviews? Yes. The guys are at the game. They will be doing interviews after the game. So make sure that you look out. Loads of interviews coming your way live from Azerbaijan. We are out there. We are on the ground. It's just that I was unable to get out there, which I've got to say, man, I am so gutted. Did you see? I spotted those guys on TV. And when I saw them, man, that made me feel even worse. I was like, Azerbaijan. And I've never been to Azerbaijan before. It would have been brilliant. Abhinav says, to hell with Ramsey, Robbie. He's in it for the money, now not for the club. I think that's being a bit harsh. Aaron Ramsey's been a player that's won us 2 FA Cups. Aaron Ramsey's trying to secure his future. He's 27. He wants to secure his future. I think he wants to stay at Arsenal, but he wants to secure his future. You can understand that. I'm not going to hate on Aaron Ramsey. I can't hate on Aaron Ramsey. Surav says, our defence looks more strong when Holding plays. Why not start Holding instead of Mustafi? Listen, Holding has looked decent in the last few games. I thought he looked good. The problems today in our defence weren't the centre-backs. It was out wide. And I think it's been that all season. Mustafi's had a few shaky moments. But I think where the issues lie with Arsenal at the moment is out wide. A lot of teams are exploiting us out wide, and that's really where we got to get a grip, I think, but today, Socrates, I was looking at the team today and I was saying, when you look at the players we bought in, and I remember doing Transfer Daily and thinking to myself, we haven't given the manager enough money. And I still think that. I still think we should have given Unai Emery way more money to spend in the summer to strengthen the squad. However, I have to say, the recruitment team have done a good job. Look at the signings. Guendouzi. It's been excellent so far. I thought today he was a bit sloppy at times, wanted to have a bit too many touches, but scored a goal, has come in as a youngster and has gone into the team, and he's not let us down at all. Good signing. Socrates. Remember when he first came, people saying, oh, he's too slow and all that. He soon proved that wrong. He's looking a perfect fit for the Premier League. Good signing. Leno. Good signing. Definitely a good signing, Bernd Leno. You saw him today, looked solid. He's had to be waiting his time to get in the team, but I like him. Good signing. Lichtsteiner, experienced player. It hasn't really featured a lot, we know, but you can see he's a good signing. He'll be a good backup for Hector Bellerin. And Lucas Torreira, definitely a good signing. All 5 signings so far, I'll look at it and say, these signings are working. These signings are good. So, Unai Emery and the recruitment team working miracles with the resources that they've been given. We want to see them being given more money so that they can really, we want to be in the Champions League next year. But, some good signings made so far. Boniface says, Rowe is a faster prototype than Ramsey and taller. He is quicker than Ramsey. Listen, let's not get carried away. He's not as good as Ramsey yet, but it's a very good performance by him today. Who Active says, Sayad the tank bossed the thing. I don't know about bossed it, I thought Kolasinac going forward looked really, really good. So strong. Had some good defensive moments. Also a couple of times when he got caught out as well. However, we've got to remember that Kolasinac has been out for quite a long time. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt on that. But overall, a good performance by Sead Kolasinac today. I really did think he He had a decent performance. Ankle Sock says that was a classy win. It was because for me, he, as I said, it could have been a tricky game, but it was a classy win. We took our chances. We then killed the game down a bit, and it's professional away performance in Europe. John says Loomis killed it while you were away, Robbie. Get him on more if you can. Most definitely get Loomis on more. Well done to Loomis. He did. He's done a brilliant job. I don't even think I've been missed, man. I'm getting a bit worried. Did you guys miss me? No. Great job, Loomis. Well done. Look, there's so many comments coming in. I really want to thank you for all the comments. It's just going absolutely crazy here. Safal says, why was El Neni given a contract extension? He does nothing. Gotta say, I wasn't impressed too much by El Neni. Not that he did that much wrong today. Again, it's what? It's hard to judge players like El Neni on games like this because he hasn't really been playing much. But I kind of see what that guy says. He doesn't do... I don't know what it is with El Neni. I don't know. But it wasn't a great game. It wasn't a terrible game for him, but wasn't a great... He didn't light it up, put it that way. He didn't kick the door down and say to Unai Emery, listen, I should be starting against Fulham, if you know what I mean. Parash says, we ate Tottenham. Agree with you on that. He says, can't wait for them to get knocked out of the Champions League, then into the Europa League by Arsenal, and we get to the Champions League final. Listen, I was doing a programme last night, right? There was this Tottenham fan on there, and he was giving it before the game started. And I said to him, be careful. You could be, he was telling me about Thursday nights and how you guys got to play your games on a Sunday and how things have changed. And I said to him, I go, you lost your first game to Milan. You got Barcelona tonight. You lose another game, you could be joining us in that Europa League on Thursday nights. So it's true, Tottenham could be joining us, in that Europa League. So I don't want to get too cocky. I mean, I just love for us to get back in it. Let's see what else we got here. Somebody was asking if Monreal was injured. No, I don't know. He came off at half time. I'm hoping that he wasn't injured because, listen, Monreal is a very important player. I know Kolasinac's sort of coming back, but yes, Trevor Power asking, is Monreal injured? I really don't know. I'll have to see what Emery says after the game, but I really don't know. But I'm hoping that he's not injured. Mihai says we look shaky when we were pressed by the opposition, and that is true. There were some times where we did look shaky at the back, and if they would have been a bit more clinical, we could have had a few more problems today. So, but 3-0 win, clean sheet, 8 wins on the bounce. The first time I think I heard them saying on TV since March 2015 that Arsenal have won 8 games in a row. Wow. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Kin G Unit says, Alexis Sanchez back to Arsenal. No, thank you. He's a Man United player. Let him stay there. We've got new players now, and I'm liking them. Monfield says, Lacazette is becoming sloppy in finishing. Oh, come on. Yes, tonight, right at the end, he could probably have got a goal. But listen, I'm not going to complain about Lacazette tonight. Mark Jonathan says, why when El Neni just defends, he's rubbish? But when Torreira does it, he's a genius. Because he's a better player. That's why he's a much better player. Amit says, respect to Ramsey, but sometimes we just need to move on, Robbie. It's true, we do probably need to... I look on it and I think to myself that what Unai Emery's thinking right now, he's saying to himself, listen, Aaron Ramsey wants a lot of money. Aaron Ramsey wants to play number 10. That's his ideal position. And Unai Emery's looking at it and thinking, I need a winger. I need a wide player. You can see, that's why Iwobi's doing so well at the moment, because he's doing well out wide. He's saying to himself, I need a wide player. We've got loads of number 10s. Iwobi can play number 10. Ozil, we know, of course, is the number 1 number 10 in the team. Granit Xhaka could play as a number 10. El Neni, for a period in this game tonight, was playing as a number 10. Smith Rowe can play as a number 10. Henrik Mkhitaryan can play as a number 10. Got loads of players who can play in that position. I'm sure Guendouzi could even push forward and play in that position. So I think what's happening is Unai Emery's looking at it and thinking, we're going to have to outlay a lot of money on wages for Aaron Ramsey. Why not get him off the wage bill, get a little bit of money in, and go out there and get somebody that I need out wide, somebody who's going to be tricky on that right or left-hand side that will make us a much better team. And I think this is where the Ramsey thing is, you know, causing all the problems. And Ramsey, you know, at the end of the day, he's had a lot of time to sign this deal. He hasn't, and he could end up now with, you know, not being an Arsenal player. Bentley Brooks said the Spuds are dumb as Thursday night football now means something like Champions League football. No, it's not Champions League football. It's Europa League. It's Qarabag. Right. Christy says, Robbie, will you be back for the Fulham game? I'm here in England. I didn't go. I'll be here for sure. And whether those lot get back, I think their flight gets in tomorrow evening or something. So long flight back. You've got to do two. I heard them saying on TV that the Arsenal team, they're going straight to the airport, which is what they do a lot. When I do a lot of these European trips, you speak to some of the Arsenal officials and they're going, yeah, as soon as the game finishes, we're going straight to the airport, on the plane, private jet, bang, straight back to England. For the fans, it's a bit different, right? You know, you'll have to maybe go back to your hotel, have a couple of hours sleep, then head out in a taxi in the morning, dead, you know, half asleep. And I think they've got to catch a flight to Moscow, stay in Moscow for about 4 hours, then connection, then flying back to Heathrow Airport. So it's a long flight for fans. There's no private jet or nothing to get you back. It's a completely different thing. Armand says Ramsey is good, but he's pissing about. John Swift says sell Ramsey. Lottison Simon says 200 million on our wage bill per annum. Offloading Ramsey would be a smart thing to do. I'm sure we'll find a suitable replacement. I was trying to do that one. Oh, I missed it. Lee Howell says, Robbie, he means now winning the Europa League. I think he's talking about other gentlemen who's talking about the Thursday night. Winning the Europa League now means now that Champions League position, this wasn't available when Spurs were playing Thursday nights a few years back. Of course, you do. Of course, get into the Champions League if you win it. But I'll tell you what, this competition is difficult to win. You know what I hate about the Europa League? I think anybody who's heard me sort of talk about this before will know. I dislike this competition because how can you have a competition where all of a sudden, a load of teams just drop out from another competition into it? You can't even, like, when people say this is our best way of winning or best route to get back into the Champions League, I disagree because it depends entirely who's going to drop into it. Last year, who dropped into it? Boom, Atletico Madrid. And we had to play them, and of course, they won the final. Champions League team that dropped into it. This year, if you look at some of the potential teams that could drop into it this year, I mean, you know, Real Madrid lost last night. Suppose they lost a couple of games. They could be in it. You know? Well, Tottenham could be in it. I wouldn't fear that. But, you know, Inter Milan could be in it. PSG could be in it. I just think it's a stupid competition the way they do it. You know what I mean? This thing about teams, you know, you get knocked out of the Champions League in the group stages, boom, you're out of Europe. Simple. You shouldn't have another bite of the cherry to try and do something else. Fiona Evans, hi Fiona. She says, sell Ramsey and buy Rabiot. Knock back another contract for PSG, so obviously wants out. I was looking at that the other day, Fiona, and I'll tell you what, that's a great shout there. Rabiot, for me, would be perfect for Arsenal. I really, really rate him as a player. Rabiot in that midfield would be brilliant. And for me, that's a great shout. Go all out and try and get Rabiot. His contract, I think, runs out at the end of the season as well, similar to Ramsey. Why not do a swap? You know? But, you know, and there was somebody else there. I just missed it. He was making another point one I was saying, which was talking about getting Nabil Fekir, who I think Nabil Fekir would be a great shout to bring in. Keem005 says, Robbie, let's go in for Mahrez next summer. Mahrez, he's just gone to City. We should have got him when we had the chance. He's a wide player we need. He can do everything, won the Premier League, oozes class and skill, but he's a Man City player. We're not going to get him. People there suggesting Wilfried Zaha. Gundit says, oh my God, Fekir and I die. Right. So, you know, lots of suggestions of players that could replace Ramsey. The debate's really switched on Ramsey. Someone in Justin a.f.c. Duncan saying, sad to see Rambo go, but the French kid would be lit. I think he's talking about Rabiot as well. Jack Warren says, swap Ramsey for Martial. Think it would happen? That wouldn't be a bad shout either. You know, we need a wide player. We need a wide player. So, you know, I think that Martial's a great player. Someone there suggesting Christian Pavon as well. Draxler's been suggested. There's quite a few wide players that we could conceivably get. Pratesh says, we really need to sort out playing out from the back, Robbie. A couple of little dodgy moments today. But again, we have to remember, it's a new manager that's come in. I heard, again, I was watching the TV today. It's really weird because I just never get to watch an Arsenal game live on TV and listen to, you know, the pundits talking about the team. And I heard Hoddle saying about, you know, sort of moaning about Arsenal's system and stuff like that. Now, you've got to remember, this is a new manager. Give him time. He can't just come in and straight away change everything and it's going to be perfect. He's got players that have been used to playing a certain way for years. What was quite interesting today was to see us, for a lot of the time in that game, quite comfortable, quite happy to give Qarabag the ball and say, go on, we're 1-0 up, have it, and we'll just catch you on the counter. Under Arsene Wenger, we were always attack. So that was quite interesting to see. But we've got to give this manager time. He's got to put his own imprint on this Arsenal team, and that's going to take time. That's not going to happen overnight. And we've got to say he's got off to an amazing start. We're 8 games unbeaten in all competitions. That's outstanding, and there's that winning mentality right now. So, you know, excellent. Let's get Zaha in, says Gabriel. Wouldn't be against that, but he'd be very expensive. Just lost one. There was really interesting. Sorry about this because the comments come up so quick. Keeping up with them is really difficult. Hazardous 1990 says, Robbie, will you do a Q&A about yourself? I will. You know, I'm going to start doing a lot more of these sort of live type videos and try and do them on a more regular basis, like 2-3 of them a week to discuss all things Arsenal. So look out for that. Gundit says, 3 debut goals, superb. Players we are saying sell them, looks totally different now under Emery. True. Look at Alex Iwobi under Unai Emery. Look at Petr Cech under Unai Emery. These guys, they're completely different players to what they were last year. Emery's doing a good job at the moment. He really is. These guys needed a new voice. They really did. Sahil says, thoughts about Leno. Said it already at the start of the show. Leno has been absolutely outstanding tonight. And, you know, is really showing his worth. Really showing his worth. And I think we've made ourselves a great signing in Bernard Leno. It's still early days. We still need to see him get tested with some high balls flying in the Premier League and that. But listen, he's a good signing. All the signings so far have been decent. We've got to say that. We need a system for Aubameyang and Lacazette, says Jack Berry. Let me get a few more in. I'm going to have to go soon. But let me get a few more in. NA123 says we should play Kolasinac out wide. He would do well. Today when Kolasinac was sort of playing out wide on that left wing, he looked really good. He's quick, he's strong. he was very hard for the Qarabag defence to deal with, and that is a good shout. That is a very, very good shout. Also, it says no post-match interviews. Yes, there will be post-match interviews. As I said, the guys are out there in Azerbaijan, and they will be getting videos out. So look out for that. Let me tell you the process. Now that I'm here in the UK, let me just sort of tell you about the process for getting videos out when you go to away games. It's really difficult. Sometimes, like, the game finishes, like when a game finishes over here in England, we get straight outside the ground, get the equipment ready, and then we start, you know, trying to interview fans, trying to talk to fans as they come out. A lot of times in Europe, they'll do this thing where they keep you back. They used to do it years ago in England. They don't really do that no more. But they'll keep you in the ground. Sometimes, I think it was when we went Red Star Belgrade last year, they kept us in the ground for nearly 2 hours, which then really makes it a lot of hassle to get videos out, you know, and get videos out quickly. So be patient, guys, because I'm not sure if the guys are going to be kept in tonight or not, because I'm not there. I don't know. But be patient. But there will be videos after the game. The guys are there. They're ready. I saw them on TV there. Yeah, listen, there will definitely be videos tonight. So make sure you keep an eye out for those. Ranieri says, what kind of United stand is this? Robbie, you're Robbie Goldbridge now. It's the pink boots. The pink boots. Big up Mark Goldbridge, man. He's all right still. Smith P says, thank you, Robbie, for doing this. You bring the fans from around the world together. Love from India. 8 wins. Let's go. And I agree with that. I agree with that. Somebody just asking here, does Graham have a podcast on the channel? He was saying. Now, listen, we're talking to Graham at the moment. Really want to get Graham on to do some stuff, because his analysis after the games is absolutely brilliant. And we are talking to Graham at the moment. We're looking to get a show up with Graham, because, you know, he's brilliant. ISA 54 says, love from Northern Ireland. Ranieri says, the pink boots. That was classic. Brilliant. Like the other day. The pink boots. Jam Jam Jess says, Robbie, thanks for the live stream. It's been really helpful. Oscar there, what was he? Oh, I forgot. I missed that one. He's saying something about Unai Emery. Who was your man of the match tonight? Is what I'd like to know. Who was your man of the match tonight? Who am I going to go for? It's a tough one, because coming up thick and fast there. Some people saying Guendouzi. I don't think Guendouzi is the man of the match. Scored a goal, worked hard. He's a bit sloppy at times today. It seems to be a lot of you saying Leno or Iwobi. Some going for Socrates. Leno, Iwobi. Leno, Iwobi, Leno. I'm going to go Leno. I thought he was solid today. He made a couple of great saves. There's one in the first half where it came back to the Qarabag player and he levered it. And Leno just got down really quick and saved it. And he was a solid throughout the game. Great passing out from the back. Yeah, definitely Leno for me. Leno's closely followed by Alex Iwobi, but Leno. Got to go Leno. I thought he was outstanding tonight. As Gregory Zigme says, Leno proved his worth. He should definitely be our #1 goalkeeper. He's going to be our #1 goalkeeper. Who Active says, Leno was so good. Amazing saves. Compose. He will be a good leader. Lumi says, Burn Leno, man of the match. Smith P says, Leno. Right. And I think, the general consensus is, someone said Bentner there. The general consensus is that Bernd Leno should be the man of the match. And for me, I thought he was outstanding today. Listen, I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you very much for watching. As I said, keep it locked here and be on the lookout, because we're going to have videos coming up from the guys over there in Azerbaijan. They're over there in Baku. It's been a great evening for Arsenal. 3-0 winners. I'd say one more win, and we should be on our way. I think we got Sporting Lisbon next, away from home. If we can get a win there, then win one more home game, we're home and dry, then we can start resting up a lot of players. But so far, so good. The winning streak continues. 8 wins on the bounce. Let's hope that we can take this confidence to Fulham on Sunday and get another win. But really, really positive stuff from the guys over there. Great win tonight. Goals by Socrates, goals by Guendouzi, and the one that what I loved watching tonight was the one by Smith Rowe. Brilliant performance.